In this video, we are going to talk about real estate lead generation statistics of 2024 and how we can digest these stats and implement them into our business so that we can scale our real estate business in 2025. My name is Ryan, and I coach agents on how to scale their business using pipeline, power plays, and scaling systems. And today we are going to jump right in. Theclose.com, which is a popular source for real estate news, has released their statistics on lead generation for 2024. And there's a couple of key things here that I want to point out, that I want to explain, and that I want to use to forecast what 2025 is going to look like. So the first thing on here is that 71% of buyers and 81% of sellers only contacted one real estate agent. So what does that tell you? You have to be that first contact point. How can we control that? I talk a lot about what we can control and what we can't control. While I can't always control when my phone rings or if I am going to be that one person that someone contacts, what I can control is me actually contacting them before they can contact me, right? And what I mean by that is the art of prospecting and the art of the pipeline is going to win in 2025. The COVID market kind of changed the real estate game. The skill set moved from prospecting and conversion to how to win in a competitive offer environment, right? And now we are moving back to where the art of prospecting is going to win out. If you are sitting there waiting for your phone to ring because you have posted an awesome social media post, which we will get to a little bit later, you are going to lose the game. You are not going to be in business if you are waiting for your phone to ring. If you take control and you actively prospect and build your pipeline so that you can generate a solid foundation of a relationship with a lead, you are going to win out in 2025. You have got to gain back the control of prospecting. You've got to gain control of that relationship, and you have got to contact them first. So that is going to be huge. That means we are going to have to implement disciplined weekly or daily prospecting into our business. If that is overwhelming to you, pick 2 or 3 lead sources that you want to hone in on prospecting and go for it. Consistency is key here. You have got to keep these stats in mind and understanding that the valuable contacts that you make on day 1 will result in transactions in month 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 plus months down the road because you were the first real estate agent that contacted or that was contacted in that specific transaction. Awesome book for you to read. It's a little boring. I honestly would listen to it. I'm not a big reader. I'm a big audiobook, but regardless, it has incredible content around prospecting and how you can implement the prospecting procedures that have built millions and billions of dollars worth of sales. And that book is called Fanatical Prospecting. It is by Jeb Blount. I highly recommend it. I've read it 3 or 4 times, or I can say I've listened to it 3 or 4 times. And it has added a ton of sales to my business just by implementing what is in this book. So let's talk about the next data set here. And I want to combine 2 here, that 92% of realtors use Facebook to generate leads but 54% of realtors say social media is the top tech tool for generating leads. So some would say that that's high, 54%, but not really. I think that what this is saying to me is that social media is now being used to nurture leads rather than to actually generate leads. Yes, real estate agents are using Facebook to generate leads, but what they mean by that is they are using that as a branding technique so that by the time they land on Facebook, there's enough social proof or branding on social media so that they now feel comfortable. They've built trust. They've built a foundation of loyalty with that lead. And so now that lead is going to contact us via social media because we've posted testimonials, we've posted social proof. And so I want to break that down because that can be scary for those that aren't social media savvy or aren't branding savvy, because we have been thrown up over branding and how many of you guys have gone through courses of branding or have been barfed over branding or branding has been barfed over on you, right? And it's like, I don't understand what this personal branding concept is, and I don't want to do it, and I'm not good at it, and I'm not creative enough to do it. What I want you to think here is social proof versus brand awareness, right? You don't have to create this brand around yourself. I know that might be a little controversial, but what you need to do instead is think social proof instead of branding, right? And so most of you, if you're like me, I'm not super creative when it comes to branding, right? I'm not going to have the brand colors or the brand identity or a specific style about myself that says um, that I'm a luxury real estate agent, right? But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post social proof that I sell luxury real estate, and that's it, right? I would much rather post social proof so that when someone lands on my page, they actually know that I get the result that I say that I'm going to get, versus me wearing the same color shirt in every single post, or making sure that my branding is aligned on every single post. Let's stay away from the branding concept and instead move towards social proof. And I think that's what this data is saying here, is that it's not the top tech tool for generating leads, yet so many agents use Facebook to generate leads. That's because they're able to post their social proof so that by the time someone lands on their Facebook page, they've built enough social proof that people are now going to reach out, right? And so I don't want you to overthink this branding situation. You may follow a lot of real estate agents and they brand their personal life and they've got their different colors, and that may overwhelm you, okay? Or better yet, you're going to pay a ton of money in courses or pay someone on Etsy or on Fiverr to brand your stuff, and it's just not worth it, guys. All you have to do is post social proof, right? Social proof will also nurture your leads and convert them for you. It will increase your conversion, because what will happen is if you can post your social proof of success, by the time a lead lands on your Instagram or your Facebook or any one of your social media pages, you are going to convert them by proving to them that you are successful and that you actually sell real estate at a very high level, right? Whether you are posting real estate facts or real estate knowledge, or better yet, you're posting testimonials or sold properties that you've recently sold, that is what's going to actually nurture leads on your behalf. They're going to follow your page, or they're going to keep up with what you're doing if they are not currently in the market to buy or sell. And they're going to continually be hit with your posts of things that you sell, right? Or things that you list, or social proof of a testimonial. That is going to actively nurture your leads. So by the time they do contact you, right, you have a 71 or 81% chance of converting that lead, because they are calling you based off of the social proof that you posted. And so I wanted to show you a couple of awesome examples of what I would call social proof versus this branding, right? So this real estate agent here. So you can see here, she doesn't have a ton of branding. So you'll notice that some real estate agents will have this branded with specific colors, or there's a consistent theme of colors here, right? And while I would say this real estate agent is very modern, what she's doing is she's posted a lot of social proof, right? She clearly has listed this property for $359,000. She's got this just listed. She's got real estate knowledge here. There's different listings here. So obviously, just looking at this page, if you put yourself in the consumer, this person is a successful real estate agent. Look at all of their real estate stuff. This is all the social proof you need and all of the trust that you need to build with your real estate agent, so that if I call her, I know that she's going to get the job done, because clearly she sells property. Clearly she's in houses every single day. Clearly she knows what she's talking about. Clearly she knows the difference between luxury real estate and non-luxury real estate, or what a detached home is versus an attached home. Okay, she's got a sense of style. So that's a really good example of social proof versus someone that is just branding themselves as a personal brand or a lifestyle brand of selling real estate, right? Here's another version here of, again, you don't see the same theme or the same colors, but this person is able to build trust and loyalty immediately, because she's posting this closed home and this closed home and this closed home. Like, oh my gosh, she closes a lot of homes, right? Like, here's her Christmas post, and she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different posts of closed homes, putting a for sale sign in the yard, a just listed, right? A just sold. This is the definition of social proof. While this is awesome, you don't have to do this, right? That's super cool. That's super creative. But all you have to do is post social proof so that you can then attract the amount of followers that you need. And guys, it's not about followers. There's this stigma around social media that you have to have a lot of followers. You don't need a lot of followers to convert. All you need in your branding and on social media is social proof, so that when someone does land on your page after you've left a buyer consultation or a listing consultation, or after you get off the phone with them for the first time, they are going to have a sense of trust and comfort that they are going to hire or have hired a successful real estate agent. That's all that they want. All they want is the results. They want their home sold fast or for top dollar, Or for a buyer, they want you to find them the home. You having something on social media that says, I have experience doing this, is going to attract them to either call you or it's going to help you convert them later down the road. It's all about social proof, not branding. It's all about when someone lands on your page versus the amount of followers that you have, right? All right, this last data metric here that I want to talk about is that the average conversion rate in real estate is 2.4%. This is an awesome metric because we can now implement that into our business, into our leading indicators and our data driven decisions in order to build our foundation of how we are going to 2x and 3x or scale our real estate business in 2025. And what I mean by this is if you aren't familiar with data driven decisions or leading indicators versus lagging indicators, I've got a separate video that you can click on in the description below. It's going to go over what data driven decisions are and what focusing on leading indicators means versus focusing on lagging indicators. But in a short synopsis, I believe on making data driven decisions versus emotional decisions, right? I believe that we should be making decisions based off of data and not how we feel in any given moment, right? I also believe that we should be focused on leading indicators versus lagging indicators. An example of leading indicators is number of calls. An example of lagging indicators is the number of income that we make on that specific lead source. So, for example, if I am circle prospecting, my leading indicator is how many calls I make. My lagging indicator is how many go under contract or how many close or how much income I make from that. So lagging indicators are important, right? But the hardest part of the formula of leading indicators getting to lagging indicators is building in a conversion rate. And so now that we have the middle piece of the formula, which is the conversion rate, we can now back engineer the math of if we wanted to, for example, sell 24 homes in 1 year, and we know that we can convert 2.4% of all of the leads that come in, I now know that I need 1,000 leads to come into my database that I can convert at 2.4%, which equals 24 homes. Do you see how that is such an impactful number that now I can focus on generating 1,000 new leads rather than solely focusing on getting 24 homes under contract? And I don't know how I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know what lead sources that's going to be. But if I now focus on, I need 1,000 leads to enter into my database in order to get 24 homes. I'm going to focus on the 1,000 and where I'm going to get those 1,000 leads. And then you can apply that to your business in 2024. If you got 300 leads from open houses in 2024, well, do we hit the gas on that and get 1,000 leads from open houses? Or did that not work for us, but Google PPC leads did? And so now I shift all of my gas to there, but then I've got to pay attention to how much money I'm going to spend there. And so all of this to say, we now have an incredible tool with this conversion percentage that we can now apply to our business so that we can now focus on the leading indicator, which is how many leads we need entered into our database in order to hit our goal. We are no longer throwing spaghetti at a wall to see what sticks. We are not throwing darts at a dartboard. We are now in control of actually achieving our 2025 goals because we now know our average conversion percentage. Now, you can take your data and it may be different than 2.4%. You may be higher, you may be lower. Again, this is completely dependent on lead sources and local market. But now that we have this average, we can at least get a ballpark to understand how many leads you need entered into your database at 2.4% conversion rate to get to your 2025 goal. And now you can focus on those leads because it's going to be easier to generate leads than it is to actually put something under contract. So now we are in a more positive mindset because we are actually achieving the success of gathering these leading indicators versus focusing solely on the lagging indicators and getting very down on ourselves. So that wraps up my synopsis of the real estate lead generation statistics of 2024 produced by theclose.com. I hope this was valuable. I hope that this gives you a launching pad to crush your 2025 real estate goals. If you want to check out other tips and tricks on how to scale your business, please check out my other videos. If you want to jump on a call and see how I can jump into your business and implement some of these strategies and techniques into your business to help you goal plan, to help set proper goals, but also to implement systems and pipeline power plays in order to achieve your goals, click on the link below and jump on my calendar. I hope to see you there.